Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Build Bench. So for today's video, what I thought I would do is, could be taken as a tutorial video, but I'm going to show basically like how to install a vertical mount for your GPU. Some people might just want to watch this because they like GPUs mounted vertically. Some people might not know how to do it. So we'll get started. So what you need to do basically is I have to obviously remove the top of my case, which, because it's a dual chamber, it just slides apart. And then I have to remove this glass side panel. And then what I then need to do is, obviously I've already got the system unplugged. But yeah, what I then need to do is obviously unplug, I don't know how well you can see it on the camera, unplug my two 8-pin PCIe power connectors, like so, and then I'm just going to loosen the two screws that hold the GPU into the slots, and then we need to push this clip down on the PCIe lane, and then now I'm going to remove the screws that hold the card in fully. Thank God for magnetic screwdrivers. So yeah, we're going to remove these two screws. You might have 3, you might have 1. It depends. This is a dual slot card. And what you want to do is just give the GPU a wiggle, pull the GPU out. There it is. So then, if I try and zoom the camera out a bit, like so. Now what I want to do is take my PCIe riser cable that is on my, which is that there, which is part of the vertical mount. What you want to do is you want to plug this into your PCIe slot until it clicks like that, and then basically you need to curl them round. See, the problem with my case is obviously you have to attach the vertical mount obviously to where your GPU was attached. Now if I attach this GPU, because it's such a big GPU, like it goes in, like if I just slot it in quickly, you'll see what I mean by like how close my card will be to the side panel. So that's it on the vertical mount now. Now if I sit that there, literally the side panel is just going to be pressed like clean up against the fans of this GPU. But yeah, so what you would basically do is then you would take the same screws obviously that held your GPU in at the back, and you would screw in your vertical mount. I'll just put the 1 in for now, but you put in however many ideally that you took out. So yeah, and then obviously we would, I'm not going to plug them in just for saving time's sake sort of thing, because I can't keep my vertical mount on, but then you would basically just rerun your PCIe cables and they would go back into your GPU. This vertical mount has a ARGB header on it as well for the light down here, but I'm not going to plug that in because, like I said, I can't use it. But that would just basically go into the ARGB header that you run your fans off. But yeah, that's just a quick install tutorial on how to install a vertical GPU mount. That's an easy DIY fab GPU mount. You can pick them up for I think I paid about £15 on Amazon for one. I wish I could get mine in my case because I love GPUs mounted like that. I think they look way better, but the only way for me to do it is literally to basically not have the GPU mount fixed down, so I can squash it in a little bit more like that. But it's risky because obviously your GPU could fall over at any point or all that sort of stuff. So it's obviously not worth the risk. I'm just gonna have to buy a different GPU mount. But hey, yeah, that's basically how you put it in. So obviously, quickly run down, you would unplug, obviously take your case apart so you can get to the GPU, unplug your PCIe power cables, loosen up the two screws here, push the release sort of clasp on the PCIe lane on your motherboard, take the screws out, pull the GPU out, put the riser cable back in to your PCIe lane, push on it until it clicks, you'll hear the clasp click, screw your GPU mount to the same screws that held your GPU in place when it was mounted horizontally, plug your GPU into the vertical mount. It's just exactly the same as the PCIe lane. Push that down until it clicks and you hear the clasp on that PCIe lane, plug your PCIe cables back in, plug all your system back in, power on, and it'll be completely fine. Yeah, so I'll quickly just do it again backwards sort of thing. So don't know if you can see it, but under here is the clasp to release the GPU from the mount, which can be a bit awkward to get to. There we go. So that's the GPU out. And then if I see if I can get the camera closer, you push these tabs here, push them back, that releases the riser cable. I would then throw my GPU back in, like so, until you hear the click, like that. I would then put the screws in that are going to support the GPU. You don't want, especially with heavy GPUs like this, you don't want obviously to not use screws, because if you use screws you put basically all the tension of the weight of the GPU on the PCIe lane, and you can snap the lane off the motherboard and everything, and you don't want that. So that's in now, it's all secure, it's fine. And then we will basically take our 8 pins again, plug them in, that's one in, get the second one, that's the second one in, and then basically plug in the system, plug in the DisplayPort cable, like so, hit the power supply, there we go, and we are back up and running. So yeah, you can pick them up pretty cheap, vertical mounts. I do like them. I do think they look better, especially with specific GPUs, especially ones that have got a lot of like RGB on the front. But yeah, there's a quick tutorial on how to install most vertical mounts, and obviously with the riser cable and everything. So thanks for watching this video. A couple of days time we'll have another GPU review for that 1080 Ti, like I was saying in the previous video. So hopefully catch you all for that one. See you all next time.